Well, good morning, gentlemen. You know, today I decided to have a cigar, and I don't smoke cigars too often, but normally I'm smoking my tobacco pipe. But today I decided to pull out the old Undercrown Maduro, and it's been a faithful stick for me. The Maduro wrappers are really good. It's the only Undercrown I'll like, and I decided it felt like a good day to have a cigar instead of a tobacco pipe this morning. But I've thought about this particular topic a lot that I'm going to be talking about today. I decided to share it with you guys. And if you guys have any input on it, I'd appreciate you commenting and liking this video. And if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I talk about all things pertaining to manliness, and I do some pipe tobacco reviews, cigar reviews. I'll do some of that sort of stuff as well, since I notice a lot of you guys like that stuff. But the topic of the video today is about cigars in particular, and what makes a good cigar. I've thought about this, like I said, many times, and decided to make it into a video for you guys. But the moral of the story is that, cigars, premium cigars, are made using hand-picked, hand-rolled tobacco leaf. It all starts with a filler, and the filler is everything inside encased into the cigar. And it's usually where a lot of your flavor comes from. It's kind of shredded up, and sometimes it's not the most perfect of leaves, but it adds a lot of flavor to it. Then you have what's known as the binder. The binder holds all that filler together, and they usually use one or two tobacco leaves to bind it all together. And then after that is the casing, or the wrapper. And that, of course, is another tobacco leaf. And sometimes they'll use the same tobacco for all three leaves, or different tobacco plants from different parts of the world. But what I'm getting at is they're all premium leaves. They are hand-picked by the master blender, tobacconist blender. And then they're meticulously rolled to high standards most of the time. And you pay for what you get a lot of times. I've had my fair share of cheap cigars that were fantastic. One of my favorite cigars is a really cheap cigar. And then I've also had some very expensive cigars that were amazing as well. But regardless of their price, most of the cigars I smoke are hand-rolled. And they're rolled with purpose, and everything that goes in that cigar is very meticulously thought out and planned. It takes a lot of time to grow that tobacco leaf and pick that tobacco leaf and then roll that tobacco leaf. And I was thinking about my life in particular, and how sometimes I get in a hurry and I want to rush through things, and then I stop to think about this cigar. It took a lot of time to make this cigar what it is. If they did too quick of a job, if they rushed through it, it wouldn't be as good as it is. And we have to think about ourselves in that instance. And if we if we give ourselves time and if we slow down and do things right, we'll end up a really good thing. But if we try and rush through things and rush through life and get ahead of ourselves and think, oh, well, I don't need to give it time. I need to get everything done now, and I want to be the person I want to be right now. Well, then tough luck, that's not really going to work for you the way you plan. Good things come to those who wait. Just like if you want a good quality cigar, you got to wait for it. It takes a lot of time. If you also notice, your worth will go up the more time you give yourself. You know, even if it's a particular job, then go at that job and say, you know what, I'm going to learn everything I can about this job. Be content where you're at, but continue to grow. If it's a relationship, be content where you're at, but continue to grow that relationship. Don't try and rush things. That's the last thing you want to do in life, is try and go about things too quickly. Because if you do, you end up being a bad cigar. And I've seen a lot of them. I've seen cigars with tobacco stems sticking out or sticks that got caught in there. You know, the wrappers are all falling apart and tearing apart. You know, they weren't kept in the humidor for a good period of time, so they weren't able to age properly. They tasted sour, tasted bitter. You know, that sort of stuff happens, and you just have to give yourself time. So, in my opinion, be like a really good cigar. Live your life like a good cigar. Give yourself time to grow. Weed through those bad things, the good and the bad. And then work on forming all that good stuff into the perfect form, where when you go to enjoy it, it's laid back, it's easy, it's simple, and it tastes great. That's all I have to say for today. I'll see you gentlemen later.